Vessels of wrath formed by God. In Romans 9 verse 22 we read about vessels of wrath fitted for destruction. For many readers, these are jarring words. How can God appoint people in such a way, even into wrath? Isn't that unfair, harsh, or fatalistic? Yet, Paul shows here something that actually underscores God's majesty and faithfulness. It calls for a different perspective, one that acknowledges that God is God. God is the creator, the former. He is the potter, we are the clay. That image is ancient, originating in the prophets such as Isaiah and Jeremiah, and it lays a deep foundation. No one has made themselves. We are all works of His hands. And this applies not only to the believer or the so-called good person, but to every human being, even the ungodly. Whoever exists, exists because of Him. Whoever is formed by Him. In Romans 9, Paul makes clear that from the same lump of clay God fashions one vessel for honor and another for dishonor. This does not mean that the one is better than the other, but that they have different functions. Think of the contrast between an ornate vase on the mantle and a simple bucket under the bed. Both are useful, both serve a purpose, but each has a different character. A vessel of dishonor, literally without honor, is not useless. It is not designed to be admired, yet it certainly fulfills a role within the greater whole. God forms them with intention. Even what seems hidden, unattractive, or contradictory is shaped with precision and purpose. A powerful example is Pharaoh. Paul quotes from Exodus 9 where God says to Pharaoh, "For this very purpose I have raised you up, that I might show my power in you." Pharaoh was the most powerful man of his time, and precisely for that reason God chose him as an opponent. Not in spite of his resistance, but through his resistance, God's power was revealed. Pharaoh served as the counterpart, the bad guy in God's story, a vessel of wrath, yet fully within God's plan. Even today, there are many who resist God, but that does not mean they fall outside His plan. On the contrary, the ungodly are neither forgotten nor ignored, but serve a function in the greater story, His story. The Lord has made everything for its purpose, yes, even the wicked for the day of evil. They are vessels of wrath because, like Pharaoh, they set themselves against God's will. They do not play an honorable part, but they do play an indispensable one. It's precisely the contrast that makes God's grace, righteousness, and power visible. Just as a jewel shines only against a dark background, so God's glory is revealed against the darkness of human resistance. Yet, this label, vessel of wrath, is not absolute or final. It is a temporary status within God's plan. In Ephesians 2 verse 3, Paul calls the believers from the nations children of wrath, even as the rest, in the past tense. They were that, but now they have become vessels of mercy. And Israel too, which as a nation is now disobedient, will in God's time once again become believing. Paul puts it this way in Romans 11. For as ye also once did not believe in God, and now did find kindness by the unbelief of these, so also these now did not believe, that in your kindness they also may find kindness. God's plan is dynamic. The roles shift, but the goal remains the same: mercy upon all. The closing verse of Romans 11 captures this all in a stunning way. For God did shut up together all to unbelief, that to all he might do kindness. What a perspective! God has enclosed the whole of humanity in disobedience, nobody excluded, but with a single purpose: to show mercy to all. Both the vessels of mercy and the vessels of wrath are the work of his hands, and the work of his hands he will not forsake. That means there is a future for every human being. Even those who today may appear to be a vessel of wrath are not outside the reach of God's love and plan. The same God who used Pharaoh to display his power also used Saul, a vessel of resistance, to display his grace. What is now will not remain so. God is the potter. He forms, reforms, upholds, and recreates in his time and according to his plan. And the best part? His plan is good. He is faithful to his own word, and he shows mercy to all.